Let's look at athletes. How many of you think exercise is a healthy endeavor? I mean, everybody says, you know, exercise is good for you. Well, exercise is one of the most dangerous things you can do. Jim Fixx came out with the concept of personal fitness back in the 1960s, and his friends encouraged him to write his book, which he did in 1977, The Complete Book of Running. And 5 years later, when he's running in Vermont, beautiful day like yesterday, I mean, it was gorgeous, beautiful sunny day, 50 degrees, no wind, and he was running, getting ready for the Olympics. It was mid-September 1982, 5 years after this book comes out. Halfway through his race, he's about the 14th mile, bam, he drops dead of a cardiomyopathy heart attack, a simple deficiency of the trace mineral selenium. Drops dead at age 52. Well, the Journal of the American Medical Association had endorsed his book right away, so when he died at age 52 while he was running, Journal of the American Medical Association, October, the next month, 1982, they did their due diligence, which they should have done 5 years earlier before they endorsed the book. They said, while running, a man's risk of heart attack death increased by a factor of 700%. While running, a man's risk of heart attack death increases by a factor of 700%. So anybody who tells you to go out and exercise is sending you to your death. Now, why is that? You remember, there was this big hoo-ha about neck injuries and concussions, and everybody thinking we're going to have new rules for blocking and tackling, and new pads, and new helmets, and new gear, and everything. And while they were looking into that trauma part of it, they were just looking at lifespans. They go, uh-oh. The sports medicine doctor said, oh my gosh, we didn't realize it, but the average lifespan of a CFLer, right, a Canadian Football League player, is only 55. Well, the insurance company said, well, we're losing money. We got to triple the premiums for their life insurance. If they're dying at 55, we're losing money. We thought they lived to be 75. So we got to triple their premiums, and so they got their actuaries to crunch the numbers and look, and they said, well, that number's not right. The average lifespan of a Canadian football player and American football player is 51. Now here's why. It doesn't matter what sport you play. How many, raise your hand if you know when you exercise or you do physical labor in a factory, or you're a roofer in the summertime, or you're working on roads, digging trenches, you're throwing bales of hay, you sweat. How many know you sweat when you do those activities? Okay, good. Well, when you sweat, what do people say? Drink plenty of water, right? Drink plenty of water so you can rehydrate. That's what kills you. Again, I'm getting this deer in the headlight look. Okay, now, the reason is this. When you sweat, you're not sweating out water, you're sweating out a soup. It contains every nutrient in your blood. And you replace it with water? Here you're sweating out the soup and nutrients, and you're replacing it with water. What's happening to your nutritional reserves in your body? And there's not much nutrition in your food. And if you're listening to the doctor and just eating well, hoping for the best, and you're replacing your sweat with water, what's happening to your nutritional reserves? They're going down. So a librarian lives to be 100, who never exercise, sits on their duff, right, in an air-conditioned library and do nothing. You know, they got the kids carrying the books for them now. They just one finger, they do everything on the computer. They live to be 100. These athletes out there getting paid, they're getting the best nutrition, they have personal physicians and team physicians, and they got all these personal trainers and all this stuff. They live to be 51, half the life of a librarian. What does that say for exercise? Bam, you're dead. So we came up with a sports drink that has 100 nutrients in it to replace everything you're sweating out. Gatorade has 2. Bam, you're dead. So we came up with what we call Rebound. It has 100 nutrients in it, including all 60, it actually has 77 minerals in it, including all 60 essential minerals. Replaces everything you're sweating out. We are beloved by Olympic athletes, professional athletes, and university athletes.